the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Jim Schaller.
Welcome, good neighbors, to episode number 43 of the Good Neighbor Podcast, Estero. Today we have Paul Campbell from Paul's Footprints with us today. Paul, thanks for joining us.
Hi.
How you doing? So you
Good,
are
how are
doing some
you?
awesome. You are doing some wonderful things for the community here, and we just wanted to share that and get that story out a little bit more and see if we can get some help for you. So why don't you share a little bit about what Paul's Footprints is all about?
So it's all about really, how do I say this? It's all about our sock drive and other essential items for Pittsburgh. This all started in Hawaii when I was reading these posters, and I asked Mom, and I was like, "Can we get them money? Because they want money, they want food, and they're hungry, and And we wanted to get them. I wanted to give them food, and then Mom says it's like a doorway. It was like the doorway for her to pass on what she's done and pass it on to what I could do.
So let me give some backdrop. So I'm Paul's mom, Angela. So we started a sock drive 4 years ago in Pittsburgh for the homeless. We started with socks, and it all started from a passion that Paul had when we were on a vacation. He noticed that there were homeless people on the streets, and he was reading signs, and they needed money and food, and he wanted to help. And so, at that point in time, what I explained to him was, you can't just give money in all of these situations, and we would find another way to help. So we came back from that trip, and that's where Paul's Footprint started. So we started with a sock drive 4 years ago. The sock drive turned into a drive for socks and other essential items 2 years later, where we were collecting T-shirts and underwear and thermal underwear because we were in Pittsburgh at the time. So fast forward, now we are into our 5th year. And to this point, Paul has been able to raise about 3,500 pairs of socks and other essential items for the homeless. All in Pittsburgh. Now that we've moved here to Florida, we wanted to continue. So this is year 5. So we've reached out. We're working with a couple of the homeless shelters here. St. Matthew's House is one, and then the Homeless Coalition of Collier County is
the Hunger and Homeless Coalition of Collier County.
The Hunger and Homeless Coalition of Collier County. So we reached out and we said, what are your needs? Thinking thermal underwear was probably not an option here in Florida. So they've kind of given us their needs. So this year we're going to be collecting socks and underwear, and then we're also going to be collecting light jackets, parkas, flip-flops, sunscreen, and sunglasses. So to kind of meet the need here in Florida. So that's where it all kind of started. It really started with a little boy who has a passion to help people. And so, it's grown from there. And so I'm super excited and proud for him. He's done a lot of amazing work up till this point. So Paul, why don't you explain maybe what it is that interests you about this particular project, this particular charity to give back to?
So what I think is I have a strong attachment to people. Because I don't have many pets, but I have a strong attachment to people, and to see people suffer, to see people going through these things is like it hurt me deeply. So I wanted to help them, and it's been difficult because I don't like to watch people suffer.
You gotta talk out loud, honey. They can hear.
I don't like to watch people suffer.
You just want to help them, and that's great. Most people your age don't think of that, so it's amazing that you're thinking and trying to give back and help the community and help the people around you. So that's wonderful. That is wonderful, and you've taken the lead from your mother. She's done some wonderful things as well too. Yeah, see, she's raised a good boy. So What else? What else? Well, let's learn a little bit about Paul. What do you like to do outside of fundraising and helping people?
Sleeping.
What else? What do you like to do? What do you do outside of school? What do you do?
I like to play video games. I do a lot of homework.
What about Jiu Jitsu?
I do Jiu Jitsu. For you guys who don't know, it's like a self-defense sport. So yeah, I also do flag football.
So you're pretty active out there. You're doing quite a bit. You got a full plate. So you do this every year about this time around the holidays is when you do this?
It's when people are most generous, I think.
And helping and giving back.
And also, who doesn't want to help a kid? Who?
Yeah. Well, exactly. Well, who doesn't want to help other people? We need more people like you out in the community. Because
I also want to thank you for the socks that you brought in. I just want to thank you for that.
My God, I have to help support you as well too, and I'm glad to help. It's been a pleasure to help. So Mom, you've got to be very proud of him.
I am so proud of him. I am so proud of him. He is amazing light, and he is just he really does have the biggest heart. And I, as this has kind of grown into something that, I figured we'd do this the first year and it would be one and done. And this 6-year-old little boy said, nope, we're going to keep doing it. And, it makes me proud of him. The fact that he can see through,
I can see through screens,
that he can see that there is a need. I think he's blessed in a lot of different ways. And, he doesn't have to worry about a roof over his head or food on the table and clothes on his back, the very basics. And the fact that he wants to help people who may not have, that available to them. And I think that that's, for his age. And, as he was reading those signs at 6, I was like, God, you're something special. So, he truly is a really special boy, and he's fun. I mean, I think that, he's like every other little boy. Like he said, he plays flag football. He does jujitsu. He works really hard at school. He's a good kid and with a big heart, and I love him dearly.
And he's doing a great job with the community, and it's wonderful. Like he said, most kids your age aren't doing things like this. So, congrats and kudos to you for doing what you're doing. It's a big thing. We need more people like you in the community. So how would people go about, donating or getting a hold of you guys and finding you guys?
I know a little about this part. So Mom is going to be making a wish list on Amazon. So you can send things, like you could send us things through Amazon.
So Paul has a Facebook page called Paul's Footprint. We've used this Facebook page to kind of follow and track his progress. So you can kind of see where he's at. Obviously through people like you and organizations like yours and the ability to kind of get the word out, we'll be using you as well to kind of push out where you can actually purchase the socks or the items that we're looking for. So we will have an Amazon wish list. It's called Paul's Footprint. So we will have that wish list out there. People can go to that. It's like a registry. So you just go out there, you drop in your cart, whatever you'd like, you push send, and it ships directly to us. Any monetary donations, what we've done in the past is taken any monetary donations and gone directly to the store, purchased items on the wish list, and just added everything. So there's really no money exchanging hands. Everything is going to the shelters in the form of what is needed on the wish list. So there's lots of different ways to just kind of connect with us. Facebook is probably the biggest, but we'll continue to push the word out through social media and Instagram, and hope for the best. And then of course our family and friends. It really has been by word of mouth up until this point. Now that we're in a new area, obviously without a lot of friends and family here, it'll be a little bit more challenging for us to kind of get out and get the word out. But we're gonna we'll figure out how to do that and just push out where we can.
Well, very good. And we're going to try it and help you as much as we can, because you are doing some great things, Paul. I appreciate what you do for the community. Keep doing what you're doing and listen to your mom.
Jim, thank you so much for this opportunity. Honestly, without forums like this, for us to be able to get the word out, it's just not possible. So, every little bit counts, and every little bit of getting the word out counts, and then every little bit that we get back counts. So I really, really appreciate your time with this.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a pleasure to be able to help the community and give back to the community. And like I mentioned before, we need more people like you in the community. So thank you guys for what you do.
Thank you
You
so much.
guys,
Thank you.
you guys have a wonderful holiday, and we will
You
get the good
too.
word out for you. Okay?
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast Estero. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpestero.com. That's gnpestero.com, or call 239-296-2621.